The Rigveda, hymn 8.52, Indra, with powers of mighty ones hath he, ancient beloved, been equipped, through whom the father Manu made prayers efficacious with the gods. Him, maker of the sky, let stones wet with soma ne'er forsake, nor hymns and prayer that must be said. Indra, who knew full well, disclosed the kind to Angirasas. This, his great deed, must be extolled. Indra, promoter of the song, the sages' strengthener as of old, shall come to bless and succor us at presentation of this laud. Now after their desires intent, the pious singers with the cry of hail have sung loud hymns to thee, Indra, to gain a stall of kine. With Indra rest all deeds of might, deeds done and yet to be performed, whom singers know devoid of guile. When the 5 tribes with all their men to Indra have sent out their voice, and when the priest hath strewn much grass, this is the friend's own dwelling place, and this praise is verily thine own. Thou hast performed these manly deeds, and sped the wheel upon its way. At the o'erflowing of this steer, boldly he strode for life, and took soma as cattle take their kernels. Receiving this and craving help, we, who with you are Daksha's sons, would fain exalt Maruta's lord. Gay hero, with the singers we sing to the duly coming band. Allied with thee, may we prevail. With us a reigning Rudras, clouds accordant and call the battle. At the death of Vritra, the strong assigned to him who sings and praises. May gods with Indra at their head protect us. These 12 verses remind us how the chain of material things is necessary, and perhaps implies that we can trace back causally the religious forms, the things that we work with, and find that relationship with God. Hymn 8.53, Indra, 12 verses. May our hymns give thee great delight. Display thy bounty, thunderer. Drive off the enemies of prayer. Crush with thy foot the niggard churls who bring no gifts. Mighty art thou, there is not one equal to thee. Thou art the Lord of Soma pressed. Soma impressed is also thine. Thou art the sovereign of the folk. Come thou, go forth, dwelling in heaven, and listening to the prayers of men. Thou fillest both the heavens and earth, even that hill with rocky heights, with hundreds, thousands held within. For thy worshippers breakest through. We call on thee both night and day to taste the flowing soma juice. Do thou fulfill our heart's desire. Where is that ever youthful steer, strong-necked and never yet bent down? What Brahmin ministers to him, to whose libation doth the steer betake him with delight therein, who takes delight in Indra now, whom Vritra's slayer have thy gift and hero powers accompanied? Who is thy dearest in the laud? For thee among mankind, among the Purus, is this soma shed. Hasten thou hither, drink thereof. This, growing by soma and by Sarganavat, dear to thee in Arjikia, cheers thee best. Hasten thou hitherward, and drink this from munificence today, delightful for thine eager draught. And 31 times a day, or something like that, maybe more sometimes. I raise my hands and praise in a way that also can indicate that God is, saying that God is hearing of all praise. And nowadays we wouldn't use the word niggard because people think something other than stingy. Hymn 8.54, Indra, 12 verses. Though Indra, thou art called by men from east and west, from north and south, come hither quickly with fleet steeds. If in the affluence of heaven, rich in its light, thou takest joy, or in the sea in summer juice, with songs I call thee great and wide, even as a cow to profit us, Indra to drink the Soma draught. Hither, O Indra, let thy bays bear up, and bring upon thy car thy glory, God, and majesty. Thou, Indra, wouldst be sung and praised as great, strong, lordly in thy deeds. Come hither, drink our Soma juice. We who have shed the Soma and prepared the feast are calling thee to sit on this our sacred grass, as Indra thou art evermore the common lord of all alike. As such we invocate thee now. The men with stones have milked for thee this nectar of the Soma juice. Indra, be pleased with it and drink. Neglect all pious men. With skill in sacred psalm come hitherward. With speed and give us high renown. Gods made the mighty rest unharmed. The king who gives me spotted kine decked with golden ornaments. Beside 1,000 spotted kine I have received a gift of gold, pure, brilliant, and exceeding great. Dragaha's grandsons, giving me 1,000 kine munificent, have won renown among the gods. And we saw in the last one this idea of the first pressing and the other pressing. And people talk about your God. No, it's the God of us all, right? Different names doesn't necessarily mean different entities. Hymn 8.55, Indra, 15 verses. Loud singing at the sacred rite, where Soma flows we priests invoke, with haste that he may help, as the bard's cherisher, Indra, who findeth wealth for you, whom with fair helm, in rapture of the juice, the firm resistless slayers hinder not. Giver of glorious wealth, to him who sing his praise, honoring him who toils and pours, Sakra, who like a currycomb for horses are, a golden goad. Indra, the Vritra slayer, urges eagerly the opening of the stall of kine, who for the worshipper scatters forth ample wealth, even though buried, piled in heaps. May Indra, lord of bay steeds, fair-helmed thunderer, act at his pleasure as he lists, hero whom many praise, what thou hast longed for, even of old, from men. All that we offer unto thee, O Indra, now sacrifice, laud, effectual speech. To Soma much invoked, bolt armed for thy carouse, celestial Soma drinker, come. Thou to the man who prays and pours the juice hast been best giver of delightful wealth. Here verily yesterday we let the thunder wielder drink his fill. So in like manner offer him the juice today. Now range you by the glorious one, even the wolf, the savage beast that rends the sheep, follows the path of his decrees, so graciously accepting Indra this our praise, with wondrous thought come forth to us, what manly deed of vigor now remains that Indra hath not done, who hath not heard his glorious title and his fame, the Vritra slayer from his birth. How great his power, resistless, how invincible the Vritra slayer's matchless might. Indra excels all usurers, who see the day excels all traffickers in strength. O Indra, Vritra slayer, we, thy very constant worshippers, bring prayers now heard before to thee, much invoked, O thunder armed, to be thy meed. O thou of mighty acts, the aids that are in thee call forward many in eager hope. Past the drink offerings, Vasu, even of the good, hear my call, strongest God, and come. Verily, Indra, we are thine, we worshippers depend on thee, for there is none but only thou to show us race, O Mangavan, that, O much invoked, From this our misery and famine set us free. From this dire curse deliver us. Succor us with thine help, and with thy wondrous thought, most mighty finder of the way. Now let your soma juice be poured. Be not afraid, O Kala's sons. This darkening sorrow goes away, yea, of itself it vanishes. And we take part in these worldly things, but we need to realize their celestial importance. And these various things in life, even those harsh aspects of deeds, well, do they have to be contrary to God's way? No. But of course, that means then we can't just do them as we will. Hymn 8.56, 21 verses, Adityas. Now pray we to these Kshatriyas, to the Adityas, for their aid. Those who are gracious to assist, may Mitra bear us our distress, and Varuna and Aryaman, yea, the Adityas, as they know, for wonderful and meet for praises is these Adityas, saving help. To him who offers and prepares the mighty aid of you, a great Varuna Mitra Aryaman, we claim to be our sure defense. Guard us, Adityas, still alive, before the deadly weapons strike. Are ye not they who hear our call? What sheltering defense ye have for him who toils in pouring gifts? Graciously bless us therewith. Aditya's gods, from sorrow there is freedom, for the sinless wealth. In ye whom no fault is seen, let not this fetter bind us fast. May he release us for success, for strong is Indra and renown. O gods who fain would lend your aid, destroy not us as ye destroy your enemies who go astray. And thee too, O great Aditya, thee also, goddess, I address. Thee, very gracious to assist, save us in depth and shallow from the foe. Thou mother of strong sons, let no one of our seed be harmed. Far spread, wide ruling, grant that we, unharmed by envy, may expand. Grant that our progeny may live. Those who, the princes of the folk, in native glory, never deceived, maintain their statues void of guilt. As such, from mouth of ravening wolves, O ye Adityas, rescue us. Like a bound thief, O Aditya, Adityas, let this arrow, yea, let this malignity depart from us, or it strike us dead. For bountiful Adityas, we have evermore enjoyed your help, both now and in thy days of old. To every one, O ye most wise, who turneth even from sin to you, ye gods vouchsafe that he may live. May this new mercy profit us, which ye Adityas freeze like one, bound from his bonds, O Aditya. O ye Adityas, this your might is not to be despised by us. So be ye graciously inclined. Let not Vivasvat's weapon, nor the shaft Aditya's, wrought with skill, destroy us ere old age be nigh. On every side dispel all sin, Aditya's all hostility, indigence, and combined attack. And certainly we meet with our deeds, but regardless of one's past, just turn to what's right, right? And then the curses of the righteous, they don't, they're not against you. Because once you're on the side of righteousness, then, see, that's the thing. Our curses are conditional. We're not like these people on the internet that want to curse people left and right for no reason, no restraint, and, end up, if their curse is granted, they, it takes from them too. Hymn 857, Indra, 19 verses. Even as a car to give us aid, we draw thee hither for our bliss, strong in thy deeds, checking assault. Lord mightiest Indra of the brave, great in thy power and wisdom, strong with thought that comprehendeth all, thou hast filled full with majesty thou very mighty one, whose hands by virtue of thy greatest grasp the golden bolt that breaks its way, your Lord of might that ne'er hath been bent, that ruleth over mankind, I call that he, as he is wont, may aid the chariots and the men, whom, ever furthering in phrase that win delight, in both the hosts, men call to succor and to help. Indra the strong, the measureless, worthy of praise, most bountiful, sole ruler, even over wealth, him for his ample bounty, him, this Indra, do I urge to drink, who as his praise was sung of old, the dancer is the Lord of men. Thou mighty one, whose friendship none of mortals ever hath attained, none will attain unto thy might, aided by thee, with thee allied, in praise for water and for sun. Bolt armed may we win ample spoil, so seek we thee with sacrifice and songs, chief lover of the song, as in our battles, Indra, thou to Purumegya gavest help, O Thunderer, thou whose friendship and whose onward guidance both are sweet, thy sacrifice must be prepared. To us ourselves give ample room, give for our dwelling ample room, give ample room to us to live. We count the banquet of the gods a spacious pathway for the men, and for the cattle and the car, 6 men, yea, 2 and 2, made glad with soma juice, come near to me, with offerings pleasant to the taste. 2 brown-hued steeds, Indrota's gift, 2 bays from Riksha's son were mine, from Asvamedha's son, 2 red from Etathigva, good car steeds, from Riksha, rain-obeying steeds, from Asvamedha, beauteous ones. Indrota, Etathigva's son, gave me 6 horses matched with mares, and Butakratu gave besides. Marked above all, amid the brown, is the red mare, Vrishtanvati, obedient to the rein and whip. O bound to me by deeds of might, not even the man who loves to blame hath found a single fault in you. Well, if we think of the worldly things, right, that, yeah, we find these faults. Of course, we're supposed to work towards perfection. But in the divine, there's no fault. You know, because we talk, and people are like, but what about evil? Evil and ignorance were not created. These were things that were chosen by creations. Hymn 8.58, Indra, 18 verses. I send you forth the song of praise for Indu, hero Gladner. With him and plenty, he invites you to complete the sacrifice. Thou wishest for thine kind a bowl for those who long for his approach, for those who turn away from him, Lord of thy cows, whom none may kill. The dappled kine who stream with milk, prepare his draught of soma juice. Clans in the birthplace of the gods, in the 3 luminous realms of heaven, praise even as he is known. With song Indra, the guardian of the kind, the son of truth, Lord of the brave. Hither his bay steeds have been sent. Red steeds are on the sacred grass, where we in concert sing our songs. For Indra, thunder-armed, the kine have yielded mingled milk and meat. What time he found them in the vault, when I and Indra mount on high, up to the bright one's place and home. We, having drunk of meat, will reach his seat, whose friends are 3 times 7. Sing, sing ye forth your songs of praise, ye Priyamedhas, sing your songs. Yea, let young children sing their lauds, as a strong castle praise ye him. Now loudly let the viol sound, the lute sends out its voice with might. Sure be the music of the string, to Indra is the hymn upraised. When hither sped the dappled cows, unflinching, easy to be milked, seize quickly as it bursts away the soma juice for Indra's drink. Indra hath drunk, Agni hath drunk, all deities have drunk their fill. Here Varuna shall have his home, to whom the floods have sung aloud as mother kine unto their calves. Thou, Varuna, to whom belong 7 rivers, art a glorious god. The waters flow into thy throat, as 'twere a pipe with ample mouth. He who hath made the fleet steeds spring, well harnessed to the worshipper. He, the swift guide, is that fair form that loosed the horses near to hand. Indra, the very mighty, holds his enemies in utter scorn. He far away, and yet a child, cleft the cloud, smitten by his voice. He, yet a boy, exceeding small, mounted his newly fashioned car. He for his mother and his sire cooked the wild, mighty buffalo. Lord of the home, fair helmeted, ascend thy chariot, wrought of gold. We will attend the heavenly one, the 1,000-footed, red of hue, matchless, who blesses where he goes. With reverence they come hitherward to him as to a sovereign lord, that they may bring him near for this man's good success. To prosper and bestow his gifts, the ancient Priyamedas have observed the offering of the men of old, of ancient custom, while they strewed the sacred grass and spread their sacrificial food. And just like the previous chapter, we have this idea, the guidance and stuff. It starts with the songs, but when we live them out, there's more to it. More guidance, you could say. Hymn 8.59, Indra, 15 verses. He who, as the sovereign lord of men, moves with his chariots unrestrained, the Vritra slayer, vanquisher, of fighting horses preeminent, is praised with song. Honor that Indra Puru Hanuman, for his aid, in whose sustaining hand of old the splendid bolt of thunder was deposited, as the great sun was set in heaven. No one by dead attains to him who works and strengthens evermore. No, not by sacrifice to Indra, praised O all, resistless, daring, bold in might, the potent conqueror, invincible in war, him at whose birth the mighty ones, the kine who spread afar, send out their loud voices out. Heavens, earths, seat their loud voices out. O Indra, if 100 heavens and if 100 earths were thine, no, not 1,000 suns can match thee at thy birth. Not both the worlds, O thunderer. Thou, hero, hast performed thy hero deeds with might, yea, all with strength. O strongest one, Mangavan, help us to a stable full of kine, O thunderer, with wondrous aids. Let not a godless mortal gain this food, O thou whose life is long, but one who yokes the bright-hued steeds, the Atasis, even Indra, yoker of the bays. Urge ye the conqueror to give, your Indra greatly to be praised, to be invoked in shallow waters and in depths, to be invoked in deeds of might, O Vasu. O thou hero, raise us up to ample opulence. Raise us to gain of mighty wealth, O Mangavan, O Indra, to sublime renown. Indra, thou justifiest us, and tramplest down thy slanderers. Guard thyself, thou hero, in thy vital parts. Strike down the dasa with thy blows, the man who brings no sacrifice, inhuman, godless, infidel. Let him, his friend, the mountain cast to rapid death. The mountain cast and dash you down. O mightiest Indra, loving us, gather thou up as grains of corn within thine hand, of these their kind to give away, yea, gather twice as loving us. O my companions, wish for power. How may we perfect Sara's praise, the liberally princely patron, never to be harnessed? By many a sage whose grass is trimmed, thou art continuously praised. That thou, O Sara, hast bestowed here one and here another calf. The noble Saradeva's son hath brought a calf, led by the car to 3 of us, as a chief brings a goat to mount. And we think of how this shows that we're not talking about some deity of one planet or that sort of thing. Because people think, oh, they said the god of the moon, so they're not talking about the universal. They are. They are spirits of things. But in 860, Agni, 15 verses. O Agni, with thy mighty wealth, guard us from all malignity, from all hate of mortal men. For over thee, O friend, from birth, the wrath of man hath no control. Nay, guardian of the earth art thou. As such, with all the gods, O son of strength, auspicious in thy flame, give us wealth, bringing all things good. Malignities stay not from wealth the mortal man, whom, Agni, thou protectest while he offers gifts. Sage Agni, be whom thou dost urge, in worship of the gods to wealth. With thine assistance winneth kind riches with many heroes thou hast for the man who offers gifts. Lead thou us on to higher bliss. Save us, O Vedas, nor abandon us to him who sins. Unto the evil-hearted man, O Agni, let no godless man avert thy bounty as a god. Over all treasures thou art Lord. So, son of strength, thou aidest us to what is great and excellent. Those, Vasu friend, who sing thy praise, let our songs come anear to him, beauteous and bright, with piercing flame. Our offerings with our homage to the Lord of wealth, to him whom many praise for help, to Agni the Vedas, to the son of strength, that he may give us precious gifts, immortal from of old priest among mortal men, the most delightful in the house, Agni, made yours by sacrifice. Agni, while holy rites advance. Agni, the first in songs, first with the warrior's steed. Agni, to win the land for us. Agni, who is Lord of wealth, vouchsafe us food for friendship's sake. Agni, we ever seek for seed and progeny. The Vasu who protects our lives, solicit with your chants for help. Agni, the god with piercing flame, for riches famous Agni. Purum Ilha, and ye men, Agni to light our dwelling well. Agni we laud, that he may keep our foes afar. Agni to give us health and strength. Let him as guardian be invoked in all the tribes, the lighter up of glowing brands. And I am well aware that this is clearly a polytheist text. There are some monotheistic elements. Monotheistic is not the same as monotheism, but we can apply the general subjects and lessons in that context.